Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the past to explore some of the most devastating disasters that have ever occurred. From natural catastrophes to man-made tragedies, these events have left a lasting impact on the world. Our journey begins in the 14th century with the Black Death and traverses through time to the present-day COVID-19 pandemic. By examining these events, we gain insight into the resilience of the human spirit and the lessons learned from each disaster. Join us as we uncover the stories behind these 10 historic disasters that shook the world. From the Great Fire of London to the 2004 Indian Ocean Tsunami, these events remind us of the fragile balance within which we live. So sit back and let us embark on this journey through time. In the mid-14th century, Europe was struck by one of the deadliest pandemics in history, the Black Death. Originating in Asia, the bubonic plague spread rapidly along trade routes, reaching Europe in 1347. Carried by fleas on rats, the disease decimated populations, causing unimaginable suffering and death. It is estimated that between 75 to 200 million people perished, reducing Europe's population by up to 60%.
The plague manifested in several forms, the most common being the bubonic variant, characterized by painful swollen lymph nodes, fever, and blackened skin. Entire towns were wiped out, and bodies piled up faster than they could be buried.
The social and economic fabric of Europe was torn asunder, with labor shortages leading to economic turmoil. Feudalism began to decline as labor became more valuable, and the scarcity of workers gave rise to improved wages and living conditions for survivors.
This catastrophic event set the stage for the end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of the Renaissance. The Black Death remains a poignant reminder of the vulnerability of humanity in the face of nature's wrath. In the early hours of September 2nd, 1666, a small fire broke out in a bakery on Pudding Lane, London. Fanned by strong winds and fueled by wooden buildings, the fire quickly spread, engulfing the city. Over 3 days, the Great Fire of London destroyed 87 churches, 13,200 houses, and numerous other structures. By the time the fire was extinguished, it had left a large portion of London in ruins. The rebuilding process led to improved urban planning, with wider streets and fire-resistant materials. At precisely 5:12 a.m. on April 18, 1906, the ground beneath San Francisco erupted with unprecedented force. The San Andreas Fault had slipped, releasing seismic waves that would ravage the city. The earthquake, estimated at a magnitude of 7.9, shook San Francisco and the surrounding areas, causing buildings to collapse and infrastructure to fail.
Fires broke out across the city, fueled by broken gas lines and exacerbated by compromised water mains. For 3 days, these fires raged uncontrollably, consuming entire neighborhoods and leaving tens of thousands homeless. The combined destruction from the earthquake and subsequent fires resulted in an estimated 3,000 deaths and left over 80% of the city in ruins.
The response to the disaster was swift but chaotic. Emergency services were overwhelmed, and the lack of coordination hampered relief efforts. The US Army was called in to assist with firefighting, maintaining order, and providing aid to the displaced population. The San Francisco earthquake of 1906 is a testament to the unpredictable and destructive power of natural disasters. On the night of April 14, 1912, the RMS Titanic, deemed unsinkable, struck an iceberg in the frigid waters of the North Atlantic. The collision caused catastrophic damage to the ship's hull, leading to its eventual sinking in the early hours of April 15th, historian. Of the 2,224 passengers and crew aboard, more than 1,500 lost their lives in one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. The disaster exposed critical flaws in the ship's design and safety protocols. The insufficient number of lifeboats, inadequate evacuation procedures, and the lack of emergency preparedness contributed to the high death toll. Historian, the sinking of the Titanic had far-reaching consequences, prompting significant changes in maritime safety regulations. The human stories of the Titanic disaster resonate to this day, highlighting the stark social inequalities of the time. The Titanic sinking remains a poignant reminder of the fragility of human endeavors and the importance of safety and preparedness. On May 6, 1937, the German airship Hindenburg burst into flames while attempting to dock at the Naval Air Station in Lakehurst, New Jersey. The disaster, captured on film and in photographs, marked the end of the era of passenger airships. The Hindenburg, filled with highly flammable hydrogen gas, ignited in a matter of seconds, resulting in the deaths of 36 people. The exact cause of the ignition remains a topic of debate, with theories ranging from static electricity to sabotage. Regardless, the rapid spread of the fire left little chance for escape. The disaster had a profound impact on public perception of airship travel, accelerating the decline of the airship industry. In response to the Hindenburg disaster, aviation safety standards were significantly improved. The use of non-flammable helium gas in airships became mandatory, and advancements in aircraft design and safety protocols were implemented. The legacy of the Hindenburg lives on, reminding us of the risks and responsibilities that come with technological innovation. On April 26, 1986, a catastrophic explosion occurred at Reactor 4 of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine. The explosion released massive radioactive material, creating one of the worst nuclear disasters in history. The fallout spread across Europe, affecting millions. The disaster was triggered by reactor design flaws and operator errors. Pripyat became a ghost town overnight. The long-term health effects are still being studied. Large swathes of land were rendered uninhabitable. The disaster led to increased scrutiny of nuclear safety protocols. Efforts have been made to contain the radioactive contamination. Chernobyl serves as a reminder of the dangers of nuclear power and the importance of safety measures. On December 26, 2004, a massive undersea earthquake with a magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3 struck off the west coast of northern Sumatra, Indonesia. The earthquake triggered a series of devastating tsunamis that swept across the Indian Ocean, affecting 14 countries and resulting in one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history.
The tsunamis claimed the lives of an estimated 230,000 to 280,000 people. Coastal communities in Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and beyond were inundated by towering waves, causing widespread destruction and loss of life.
Entire villages were wiped out, and the infrastructure in many areas was severely damaged. The international response to the disaster was swift and overwhelming. Humanitarian aid poured in from around the world, with governments, NGOs, and individuals contributing to relief and recovery efforts.
The disaster also highlighted the importance of early warning systems and disaster preparedness. In the years following the tsunami, significant investments were made in developing and implementing tsunami warning systems in vulnerable regions. The 2004 Indian Ocean Tsunami serves as a stark reminder of the immense power of nature and the vulnerability of coastal communities.
On March 11, 2011, a powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 9.0 struck off the northeast coast of Japan, triggering a massive tsunami. The tsunami inundated the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, causing a catastrophic failure of the plant's cooling systems.
The resulting nuclear meltdown released significant amounts of radioactive material, leading to widespread contamination and the evacuation of tens of thousands of people.
The earthquake and tsunami caused extensive damage to the plant's infrastructure, while the loss of power and cooling capacity led to the meltdown of 3 reactors. The release of radioactive material contaminated the surrounding environment and posed significant health risks to residents and emergency responders.
The response to the disaster was immediate but fraught with challenges. Efforts to contain the radiation and stabilize the reactors required immense resources and coordination.
The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster serves as a stark reminder of the potential risks associated with nuclear power and the importance of rigorous safety measures. The lessons learned from Fukushima continue to shape nuclear safety practices and policies worldwide. On the morning of September 11, 2001, the world witnessed one of the most devastating terrorist attacks in history. Coordinated by Al-Qaeda, 19 terrorists hijacked 4 planes, crashing 2 into the Twin Towers. One plane hit the Pentagon and another crashed in Pennsylvania.
Nearly 3,000 people died, leaving a lasting impact on the world. The attacks led to the war on terror and sweeping security measures. The legacy of 9/11s is a reminder of the importance of vigilance, resilience, and unity.
In late 2019, a novel coronavirus emerged in Wuhan, China, rapidly spreading across the globe and resulting in a pandemic. The virus, known as SARS-CoV-2, causes the disease COVID-19, leading to widespread illness, death, and societal disruptions. The pandemic has highlighted the vulnerability of global health systems and the importance of preparedness and resilience. Governments, healthcare workers, and scientists have mobilized to respond, developing vaccines and public health measures. The social and economic impacts have been immense, with millions losing their lives and livelihoods. The response has underscored the importance of global cooperation in addressing public health emergencies. The development and distribution of vaccines have been a testament to scientific innovation. The COVID-19 pandemic serves as a stark reminder of our interconnectedness and the need for collective action to protect public health.